there? I didn't realize you're here already. Hey guys, welcome and welcome back to Chit Chat with Ciku with your girl, Ciku Mwenge. I'm so excited to be back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on yet another episode. And on today's episode, I just want us to have a very interesting conversation. You see how we've been having this trend doing rounds on social media, propaganda I'm not falling for, yada yada, in different now aspects. People are doing them in different aspects. I actually did a post on propaganda I'm not falling for as a mom. And it got me to think about when I was thinking about propaganda I'm not falling for as a mom, I was just thinking about how, like as human beings, we're allowed to change our minds, and sometimes, like, I've told you guys this before. Some of the things that I've spoken about on this podcast before, some of those opinions have really changed over the years and over time. Like, I like to say this is Ciku 2.0, especially now as a mom. And I thought of just bringing this on this side as well and talk about how we're allowed to change our minds. I'm allowed to change my mind as a mom. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I want to talk about today, just quickly, just briefly, and talk about something that, I've just been thinking about and just reflecting about some of the things that I thought I'd be doing as a mom. I thought I'd actually condone as a mom, or I thought I won't do as a mom. And then I'm probably the one who's actually doing them right now. And I'm extending grace to myself because this season, I'm still allowed to change my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I just like to quickly get into it. And some of the things, or one thing that I know that I liked to say, this is touchy. This is very, upper. You might cancel me. It's about screen time. How people people just have different opinions when it comes to screen time for kids and everything. Do your research. Do what works for you. Yeah, I'm doing what works for me. Our family, we do what works for us. But I know I used to be the mom who's like, I will not give screen time until 2 years of age. Like what we've read on these apps and on these articles that have been written. If you're doing your research, you'll see. But I think we introduced screen time to our little one at how old? I think 6 months, right? Yeah. And why did we do it at that point? Can I remember what actually made us get interested on the screen time? I probably can't remember what led us to start it, but I think it was also, we're just also curious to see how that will work. But one thing I know we've done, as much as we introduced her to screen time quite early, in our opinion, is we just wanted to see how this will work. And honestly, we've seen it work well. Now, we've limited, like, time. We don't, like, do screen time did I say screen time? Screen time. We don't do it, like, at daily or anything. So we just limit. So that's one of the things that I know we have changed our minds on. That's a conversation that we can literally have as a whole episode on its own. We'll talk about that deeper soon. Another thing is, I thought being a present mom meant sacrificing everything else, like work and all. But I've actually just come to learn, and over time, from probably even going back to work and everything, I've realized that I can be present, but I don't have to sacrifice everything that defines me as Ciku, me as a girl. I'm just a girl as well, you know what I'm saying? Before I raise this girl, I don't have to sacrifice everything that I have known to be true for me and everything that actually just fills my cup. I love saying that, and that's a word you guys will hear a lot from me because it's very important for as moms to also fill our cups. So I came to learn that, you know what, I don't have to sacrifice every single thing just for me to be a present mom. I can make some things work in a way that my child is still safe, protected, still okay, and I am still a present mom to her. So the guilt of, it's still there. It's not that at Imeisha completely, like having to go to work every other day. Not every other day, every single day. What do you mean every other day, Ciku? It's only a dream. But you get what I'm saying. Like, the guilt is still there, but I have extended grace. I am understanding. I actually know that I'm doing this for her own good as well. Thirdly is I used to think, well, hey, let me tell you, this one is, yeah. When, just how you watch people grow up, there are certain things that, like, I used before, I think even before even being pregnant, I was of the opinion of like, hey, me, I'll just raise my child the way I know how, nini. Like, I do not want to hear all what you guys have to say. But I've actually just come to learn and come to appreciate some people's advice, and some of these pieces of advice that you're given are actually quite helpful. So it's okay to listen to them and take them with this, like a pinch of salt. Don't like push these people away completely. Hear them out, hear what they have to say. And then you can sieve and decide, this works for me, this does not. This I can add to my values and to my list of things I do with my child, but this one's no. But anyway, ultimately, the greatest guidance is the word, is the Bible. And yeah, and God will also give you the wisdom to know that, yeah, this will work, and this, nah, it will not. And there's so many reasons why you'd change your mind, and so many reasons why, like, you just find yourself deciding, you know what, this is working for me and this is not working for me. Like, when now, like, with this trend on propaganda, I'm not falling for. Something like how, nowadays, social media, anything to do with motherhood and to do with babies, you see how people are talking about, oh, you'll hold your baby for too long, something about spoiling them, and even the African setting, people are like, usishike mtoto sana, usimzoesha mkono, sijui nini. Wacha azoe mkono ya mama yake. I will let them get used to that. I will cuddle my baby as much as I can, because literally, like, right now, she's only 1 year old and a few weeks. That's a toddler, and you can't even hold her long enough. It's like, she's just like, no, I can walk, I can move. I am busy. I want to do other things in the house. How fast did that happen? And then you want me not to hold me. So you see, those are some of the things that I'm just like, you know what, I am changing my opinions about these things. I am doing what feels right for me as a mom, what my instincts, like, just what feels right for me. You know what I'm saying? I remember another thing that I also put on that was nursing my baby to sleep. I actually didn't think I'd be the mom who's nursing my baby to sleep. I'm actually, anytime she wants to nurse as she's sleeping at night, I will still do it. I never thought I'd be that kind of mom, but I am that kind of mom. I am nursing her to sleep. My plan was to sleep train at like between 4 to 6 months, but I just couldn't do it. Lily failed the exam and I accepted. Because anyway, by the time she was, at that time, there was just so many things happening. I just couldn't. And so, yeah, now we are nursing to sleep. We have all those sleep associations. We have them, yes. And they're working for us. So I've just also learned not to be too rigid, because honestly, it's not useful. It's not helpful. And life is actually teaching me how growth, as much as growth is not comfortable, in this motherhood journey, it's actually very necessary, literally, like, just by being a mom, there's so much growth that's happening. Perceptions have changed. Like, nowadays, how I'm actually viewing things and life in general has really changed for me. So yeah, I'm giving myself permission to just do these things, to actually fail and fail without shame. And I'm giving myself permission to learn. As as this child is growing, I'm also growing, because I've never been a mom before. So yeah, it's just, this is a new season for the both of us. So we are learning and we are growing. Actually, the other day I was just thinking, wow, I don't know how my mom did it. I don't know who she had around her to ask for help or whatever. But you just get to understand, your mom was also just a young lady with her first child, just trying to understand this season, because anyway, you just have to do it at some point. And some of the things I've actually decided to also do in this season and change my mind on is resting. Like, it's not easy to rest, but when I get the chance, literally, this is during one of those long weekends that we're having. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to sleep in today, because my body needs it. I need to sleep. I need to just take things slow for a bit. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough season, working, balancing everything. And so I was like, once the baby is awake and has gone to be with a nanny, I will just sleep in. I will just shut everything down, sleep. It's not easy for me to actually just shut my mind and just sleep during the day. So that was one of the things I just decided, you know what? I'm going to choose myself for a bit, rest, and just feel good about it. And that was actually very helpful for me. And I will even rest even when the house is messy. One of the things I really enjoy doing in the evening, once we've already done our evening routine and the baby has gone to bed, we've showered, we've gone to bed, and she's asleep, now putting together her toys, wiping them and everything, just putting them at a spot where she'll just come and find them the following day. I just love doing it. I love organizing those things. It's exhausting. Yes, but every single night I'm doing that, I am doing that, knowing that a child was just playing here, That was my baby playing and getting active and strengthening those motor skills and reading those books, flashcards, balls and balloons and everything, just putting them away and just knowing, there was a child in this house who was busy, who was active. If you come to my house during the day, it is messy. And trust me, if I need to rest or just be with her at that moment, I will, even as the house is messy. And that's another thing that I also just I learned to just let go, because I was one who just wanted things to just, look perfect and everything. But nowadays I'm just like, you know what? We are okay. We are eating. We are fine. The baby is good. The house can stay messy. Cannot believe that is me saying that. And another thing that has changed as far as me being a mom and in this season is how I show up in my friendships. Honestly, nowadays, showing up as a friend could be something as simple as we can have a talk and call each other for maybe talk for 30, 20 minutes. We've caught up and we've really we've had a good chat, Chatting with Chico. We've had a good chat, and it's really sometimes I can't show up physically. Sometimes things are just, this work-life balance, honestly, says in a myth in this season. It's just I can't decide to just go out and go to a bash or something and my baby needs me. So it's really changed how I show up in my friendships. But one thing that I've also learned is that doesn't mean I'm a bad friend, because they also understand in the season I'm in. And actually some of them are also in this season with me. So friendship right now just looks a bit different, but it's still there. We're still very good friends. It just looks different. And we actually just appreciating that this is a season that we're in. Also church. I used to serve in church, but nowadays it's just guys, motherhood is my ministry. I know I say that as a joke, but it's so true. It's actually deeper than that, and something really, really heavy. Right now, let me just stay there with my little one, watch her clap and dance pale nyuma and enjoy. And that's how I am showing up in church right now in this season. And this is just to encourage you who's a mom and who's feeling, stuck, or you feel like this new season just feels so weird for me. You feel so different, because yes, of course, you will feel different. So this is for you who's just in this kind of season and you're just wondering, what does this season look like for me? And what does this mean for me? Because I am no longer the former being. I am now a new being. One of the ways you'll actually enjoy this season is by accepting that, this is the season I'm in right now. And you'll just extend some grace to yourself and allow yourself to learn what you like right now, what actually makes sense to you right now. That's also one of the ways you'll be the best version of yourself and show up in the best way possible to the people around you, to your family, to your kids. And you know what? Imagine it's only for a time. At me, I'm waiting for it's only for a time to end. But even if it does not end, this is me, I'm just okay. And I'm just learning to enjoy and love myself in this season. And you know what? You're doing the best that you can, mama. So pat yourself on the back and you're I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. As much as balance right now is a myth, as much as maybe I'm not even resting as much and whatnot, just pat yourself on the back. You're doing a good job. Yeah. And I'm here to cheer you on. And even all the other mamas that are watching this, we're here to cheer you on. So that was it from me on today's episode. I'm glad you were able to get this far. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, why don't you hit a like, share, comment, tell us what this season feels like for you, and what has changed, and what opinion you've actually had to change in this season. I'll see you on the next one, and for sure, do not forget to subscribe. Bye.